Hi everyone, I'm Apurva and welcome back to the Capital Net TV. With the advent of social media, what essentially has happened is that there has been a certain shift when it comes to using digital marketing and social media marketing as a tool for marketing even in B2B or SaaS companies. In order to understand the nuances of social media marketing when it comes to SaaS enterprises and even B2B startups, we sat down with Mr. Arjun Mohan, who essentially heads the social and brand corporate marketing at Freshworks. Here are some excerpts from that conversation. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you so much for taking out time for the Capital Net TV. If you can tell people about you and what you do with Freshworks.
Sure. Thank you for this conversation. Sounds like fun. I'm Arjun. I joined Freshworks about a couple years ago. I lead the social media piece for Freshworks. So I'm in the corp marketing team, and I'm primarily responsible for handling Freshworks, the umbrella brand, and its social across LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We also work with our product teams and their social because we have a whole slew of handles because you know how the company's evolved and the entire lay of the land, as we would call it. So that's what I do.
Yes, perfect. So, Arjun, that gives the best, I think, segue for the first question, which is how have you seen social media as a tool evolve in terms of being a key driver in marketing department for SaaS and B2B companies? Have you seen that evolution?
I was working in a B2C brand before I came here. This was a entertainment and media network, and I was the digital custodian for the English cluster. And there are a bunch of learnings that apply from B2C, they apply to B2B as well. So, to a large extent, I think it's possible to not differentiate between B2B and B2C so much in terms of how you're approaching social because social is a huge channel, I think. Um, just the idea of the information that a brand wants to give out
Correct.
and like the sheer volume of possibility that you have because I think with social we're looking at when we say social, I think we put all the different platforms together. But the real effectiveness of it is that you have they almost serve as different facets of these users that you'd want to be interacting with. In my experience here, and from what I see, what Freshworks does as well as what competitors do, it's a lot of information that and content that we as a brand or we as a company create because we need to talk about our products, services. We need to tell people about what's happening in our world, what news we have.
Correct.
So I think it's a huge platform that and it keeps evolving because at some level with social you have to keep up with what's happening and at the same time make sure you achieve what you want to do, which is put your information out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Coming from that, Arjun, I want to understand the have you witnessed because the attractiveness that has come with social media in terms of B2B and SaaS companies. Have you noticed a shift in mindset when it comes to the management team that comes in the company that is there in the company? How has that mindset evolved in order to include social media as a proper marketing tool? How have you seen that conversation go?
It's a great question because I think even when I started off here, one of the challenges was to impress upon uh, various different teams the importance of paying attention to what you're doing on social. So one definite evolution I see, and it could vary for different companies. Like I think we are at a certain point in the curve. Other companies could be well ahead of us or well behind us. But one definite evolution that we see or is required is to understand that to a large extent. You could see social as maybe your most important platform also. For example, if you want to run a webinar, um, however good or however bad your topic is, what are the ways in which you're going to get to people and get them to get on your landing page where you're going to have all the information there. So you can send out newsletters, you can send out emailers, you can do word of mouth. But when you're using social as a channel, I think one important thing is um, people the way they treat social as individuals and the way they treat social as brands, uh, there's a significant difference. We as a company, I think we're slowly bridging it, but um, that's the thing. Like if I want somebody to come to, let's say, a webinar, um, and you want to use social to get people there and drive registrations, then you've got to do everything you can to catch people's attention and at least get them to that landing page. But if you don't do a great job of doing that, it won't be that effective.
Now that you've mentioned that, how what happens with social media planning is that it's not like one size fits all, right? It has to be tailor made for each organization. So coming from that, is there something, what are the ways for an organization to figure out which social media platform is right for them? Or let me improve upon this question even more, whether they need to have a substantial presence in all the channels that are there. So is it there like that, should they concentrate on one channel, or should they be dividing their workforce on multiple channels? What do you think about that?
First of all, I don't know if there is one answer to this. As in, I think it boils down to informed opinion, I would say. But it it is prudent to decide which platforms you want to be on, but they shouldn't be a function of anything but your bandwidth. So there are, like, let's say 10, 12, 15 different social media platforms out there. Whatever brand you are, like, I think whether you're a beer company or SaaS or a cinema house or anything that you are, there is good reason for you to be on every platform that exists. There is something you're going to achieve by being on LinkedIn, and there is something you're going to achieve by being on Instagram. Now, the the value of each platform, I think, really depends on how effective it is. So, from making strategy from that point of view, it's very possible, or it's doable to look at you being present as a brand on every platform. And I think that's the central point of the social strategy that we have here, which is that I think any communication is about content, context, and setting. So your content is what your brand is, your context is the person that you're talking to, and there is a setting. So I think, because I said beer, I'll just go with the beer company bit. It's obvious for you to want to be on Instagram, right? Because I'm assuming that's where your main target audience will be. But there is good merit in you being on LinkedIn also, if you have the bandwidth to be able to support that and put content out consistently.
Moving from that, this is something that you mentioned earlier, and I wanted to pick on that, is your trend analysis reports, right? The reports that you refer to. How significant are market trends when it comes to social media planning? And how do you bridge the gap between making sure the trend fits the product and the brand that your particular company is? How do you make that fit?
Uh, so are you talking about like these daily one-off trends that we see, or are you talking about the comprehensive trend reports that um,
So let's start with the daily trends, and then more move on to the comprehensive trends. Because even the daily trends, because at the end of the day, it is about engagement, right? So the daily trends get pushed most, but when it comes to the strategy part of it, when you sit down and make a strategy, that's when your trend analysis comes into play. So if we
right?
can discuss both of them.
So it is interesting. The team and I, we were talking about it only earlier today about these daily trends, and I think it starts off with who the manager is and how that person, like what that person's point of view is. That said, you really have to factor in which brand you're a part of as well. But I mean, for me personally, I think it's very important for content that brands put out around these trends. I think it needs to be either meaningful or intelligent, ideally both. So there were some trends I was looking at, I think a couple of days ago, where it's content for the sake of content. And I mean, it's ironical that I have a problem with that, because I'm managing social, and I'm working with the brand team. So we have to create content, because it's the thing. Like, if you're not going to have consistent content going out, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
So I get that content needs to go out. You want to keep in mind what your brand is, and how you're representing your brand in the content that you're putting out. Because even little things matter. Like, I think, how are you representing various entities in, let's say, that meme that you're creating, and what they mean for you and maybe your customers. And I think one important thing to do there is to keep the brand feed as good as you can, like for yourself. So when I go on Twitter, or my team goes on Twitter, we're looking at our Twitter as well as Freshworks' Twitter, and we do exercises to keep the Freshworks Twitter feed also good enough for us to look at moments that are relevant to us to put out there. When it comes to the bigger trends, after a while they do get repetitive. um, you it'll be more and more evident. So trends are a very good reason to justify. I think a lot of times people might have a hard time convincing, let's say, management or people that they're working under or working for, to tell them, hey, you know what, we need to do this. Because I'm pretty sure if, like, a couple of years from now, there's going to be some trend or some piece of content that somebody in my team will come up with, and I won't get it because I'll be old, and the person who'll be in the team will be 22, 23, and it's a different conversation happening there. So trend reports are very helpful and useful to bridge that gap.
And you've put it very beautifully that at the end of the day, if you have to figure out, it's like, as you said, it's an iterative process. It's a taking a call and then making sure if whether it works or it does not. It depends upon that.